Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar raised 19 children and made it look harmonious, but in Shiny Happy People, Duggar Family Secrets, it was revealed that growing up in the Duggar household wasn't always rosy. As parents, Jim Bob and Michelle were adored for their parenting style and commitment to their faith, all while managing a large household. To the outside world, they had the key to raising happy, obedient, and loving children, but not everything was the way it appeared. It's not every day that a family chooses to have 19 children, and the Duggar family became a marvel for this very reason. They quickly became a household name, and Jim Bob and Michelle gained television deals, interviews, and book deals. Their reality show 19 Kids and Counting followed their daily lives and showed how doing basic things like laundry, making meals, and grocery shopping were completed in such a large family. The kids are the reason Jim Bob and Michelle skyrocketed to fame, and in Shiny Happy People, Duggar Family Secrets, there's no hiding the fact they took advantage of their children in a multitude of ways all along. 10 Jim Bob Michelle used their kids for fame. Once the Duggar family started gaining attention, it wasn't long before they were thrust into the spotlight. They participated in documentaries and magazine articles before they ever landed their own reality show. Jim Bob and Michelle claimed that their fame gave them an outlet to share their biblical principles with the world, as well as their traditional and conservative way of living. They looked at it as another blessing, but in Shiny Happy People, Duggar Family Secrets, it was made clear they were willing to do whatever it took to stay relevant, even if it meant brushing their son Josh Duggar's sexual abuse history under the rug. 9 Jim Bob used his family to further his political career. After attending a pro-life rally in 1997, Jim Bob wanted to get involved in a major way. He took his kids to tour the Capitol and meet Governor Mike Huckabee. It wasn't long after that Jim Bob ran for office, serving 4 years as an Arkansas state representative. In 2002, he set his sights on running for Senate, and in Shiny Happy People, Duggar Family Secrets, Jill Duggar recalled her parents taking her and her siblings with them to go vote. The girls all wore the same matching dresses, looking like the picture-perfect ideal family. Jim Bob ultimately lost the bid for Senate, but his family made a big impression despite the outcome. 8 Jim Bob Michelle parentified their kids. It's no surprise that raising 19 kids isn't easy, and the truth of the matter is Jim Bob and Michelle would have never been able to do it on their own. Since all the kids came one right after the other, they had a system in place that they referred to as the buddy system. It sounded like an efficient, cute, and fun way to run the household. However, in Shiny Happy People, Duggar Family Secrets, it was explained to be anything but that. The older kids were responsible for taking care of their younger siblings and parenting them, which tends to be common in fundamentalist families. Instead of getting to enjoy their childhood, the older kids were too busy raising the younger kids. 7 Jim Bob Michelle used fear as a tool. One of the most astounding things about the Duggar family was how Jim Bob and Michelle were able to raise such respectful, joyous, and obedient children. Teaching children to be polite and have manners is no easy feat, especially with 19 of them, but it took a lot to get them that way. In Shiny Happy People, Duggar Family Secrets, it was revealed by Jim Bob's niece Amy Duggar King that her cousins had to endure getting hit with a rod whenever they were out of line, and it was referred to as encouragement. 6 Jim Bob took advantage of his family financially. In Shiny Happy People, Duggar family secrets. Jim Bob and Michelle's daughter Jill claims she didn't earn a dime for being on television and that her father got all the money. It was estimated that Jim Bob received $850,000 per season, while Jill and her husband Derek Dillard were forced to rely on food banks to feed their family. When the couple did ask for their share of the earnings, Jim Bob was only willing to give them $10 an hour in a lump sum, but only under the stipulation of signing another television contract. 5. Jim Bob Michelle didn't try to help Josh. It turns out that Jim Bob and Michelle were well aware of their son Josh's sexual abuse history long before it was out in public. Shiny happy people. Duggar family secrets delves into the lies they told to protect Josh from legal reprimands and to keep their image untarnished. As a teenager, Josh had the same pattern of behavior, but Jim Bob and Michelle looked at his misconduct as a mistake and didn't try to get him any professional help. 4. The Duggar parents downplayed their daughter's trauma. In 2015, Jill and Jessa Seawald spoke out against their brother, Josh, and identified themselves as victims in light of his sexual abuse allegations. In Shiny Happy People. Duggar family secrets. Jill opened up about that dark period in her life and explained that when she did speak out, she was scripted by her parents to downplay the situation to try and save their family's reputation. Unfortunately, Jim Bob and Michelle were more concerned about staying in the public's good graces rather than acknowledging the trauma that their daughters endured. 3. Jim Bob Michelle had unrealistic expectations for their kids. Jim Bob and Michelle expected their children to be perfect, always do what they were told, and never question their authority when asked to do something. They felt their strict discipline would set their kids up for success later on in life and to give them the best character traits possible. It turns out that being held to such rigid expectations broke the kids' will, spirit, and ability to stand up for themselves. In Shiny Happy People. Duggar family secrets. It's obvious that Jim Bob and Michelle's parenting tactics did more harm to their children's self-esteem and confidence than anyone realized. 2. Jim Bob Michelle didn't give them a real education. Jim Bob and Michelle were proud that they could give their children a homeschool education based on their beliefs and biblical principles. They also prided themselves on the fact that their children had a love and talent for music. As well-rounded, gifted, and talented as their 19 children looked, they didn't receive much an education. In Shiny Happy People. Duggar family secrets. The documentary touches on the fact that the Duggar children, as well as other children involved in strict religious beliefs through the Institute in Basic Life Principles, IBLP, didn't have the opportunity to learn traditional math, history, and science. Their education focused on biblical scriptures and memorizing passages. 1. Jim Bob Michelle used them as a means for a blessed life. In Shiny Happy People. Duggar family secrets. It's explained that Jim Bob and Michelle chose to keep having children to benefit them spiritually. As part of their faith and part of the IBLP, they believed that it was important to have as many children as possible, so more people could take God's message out into the world. The couple also believed that having more children was an indication of how blessed and favored they were.
Love in a modern world is fake when love was meant for joy too. When I find you, I realize that somehow we lie. Love in the modern world, it is fake when love was meant for joy. I know that he heard you. Your 5 inches of heart is human. Can you be sure? No.